Super Duper Motocross may have just gotten super duper busted. Everybody, Walty Wanderers, buckle up, strap in. We got a hard-hitting pull, no punches, no sugarcoating it, no rainbows, no sunshine. Just going to give it to you and give it to you straight. We got a good one to unpackage today. Who's ready to do a little moto whistleblowing? Welcome to the Hurt Locker. We're about to blow the lid off another one. It would appear, I just think when you think things couldn't get any more weird, they just got weirder. But the realities are this, friends. Super Duper Cross, this is our first season that we're going to see it. And there's some things that we got to watch play out. We knew initially when a bunch of riders decided they were not doing the outdoors, that was a bad sign for the industry. And it was a worse sign for us, the fans, because we saw nobody be able to come up and challenge Jet. I think if we had a full gate of all the factory riders and all healthy, Eli included, we would have had a different story. Now, Eli, of course, because of injury, wasn't showing up, but there's a lot of riders that just chose. Even Kickstart Kenny, I'm not doing it. A bunch of riders opted to sit out the outdoors. What I really see, and I've blown the lid off this before, and I think you guys will all agree, what we really are seeing here with Super Duper Cross is an effort to keep riders from leaving the country and doing any off-season races. I've always said, be greedy when others are fearful, fearful when others are greedy. I think the organization is greedy. They're greedy. They don't want the big stars going and doing these one-off races overseas. We've always had King of Bercy, the Australian Supercross. It's always attracted some big names. It's a chance for these riders maybe to get gate drops before A1. That was a pretty good format and an opportunity for riders to go earn money in the offseason. But now they're trying to control that. It gets better or worse, depending on how you look at it. So it was Super Duper Cross that, of course, is going to keep everybody hemmed up over here stateside and handicap them from doing overseas races. The industry's greedy. They want to control everything. They want everybody over here, which is lame. They should really give these other venues, promoters, organizations, fans a chance to see the premier riders on the States come race. We've always had that. It's just insane to me. So what they're doing now is they're basically trying to control the industry. So then even when, whatever happened to the Monster Million or the US Open of Motocross, those used to be great money races here. We don't have them anymore. So then what do? They started to offer, they wanted to say that this Super Duper Cross, there's $1 million. Now that's over the course of 3 quote unquote playoff rounds, which aren't playoff rounds. They're just races in the off season to keep the riders from going overseas. That's all this simply is. But it gets better or worse again, depending on how you look at it. So apparently now, because nobody really was understanding how this worked, a bunch of riders didn't do the outdoors. Some might not even qualify or do the Super Duper Cross unless there's some financial incentive. And my guess is, and we've reported these magic appearances from some of the heavy hitters to come do the outdoors. Cooper showed up, Webb did a few, he's gone. Kickstart Kenny did a few, he's gone. They didn't stick with the series. It was just I think the industry financially incentivized the big stars to come race a few rounds. Well, I think that's basically what we're going to see in Super Duper Cross, because now it's come to light that apparently the payout system isn't as clear-cut as just a money race that we've seen in the past where the riders can come race for purse money. It's now basically being directed at the teams, the industry. And here's the sketchy part. We're going to jump over here, blow the lid off this with an article here in a second and see what some of you are saying right now on the Walty Wanderers Instagram page over on Insta. Is what we're seeing now is you have to understand the organization and the industry. A lot of these teams and the sponsors, they all had money, free money dumped in their pockets during the crisis. It was called PPP loans. It was payroll protection. So a lot of the organization, and our tax dollars is paying for this, by the way. So that's the kicker. They got free money from the government in the form of PPP loans, forgiveness. And I know some companies that took advantage of that. They said, yeah, here's our expenses to pay our payroll, took all that free money, and then financially had financial gain even outside that. That was supposed to hold companies up during lockdowns. But they double dipped. A lot of these people, here's our payroll report, paying themselves huge salaries as well. This thing is all getting blown apart. But here's the thing, friends. Now we're learning that it's the companies that potentially, and sponsors and teams, we're calling it, that are having financial gain over the riders. The water's getting a little muddied, and because this is just the first year of it, most of us aren't concerned. We're just like, show us some races. Rightfully so. It should be all about the racing. Unfortunately, Wall Street and politics now have corrupted the industry at levels we've never seen before. So today, to drive our point home, let's jump over to this article, see what some of you guys are saying about it. Then we're going to meet back here and wrap this one up. Let's get started. All right, buckle up, strap in. First, we'll head over to the WALTY Wanders Instagram page and see what you guys are saying. When we posted busted super duper cross money going to the teams and not the riders, the comments started to pour in. Eating ASS writes, "This is why Blair said, screw these guys. I'm going home." Austin writes, "No, Walty, gotta blow the lid off. Lots to unpack on this one. Love the channel, buddy. Right on, my brother." Franklin Hurtlocker writes, "Whistle blown. Uh-oh." Acosta David writes, "What an effing circus." Man, you got that one right. Thorne Griffin writes, "They announced this at Budds Creek during the broadcast. My question is, why would anyone want to do their super duper playoffs if they're not getting the money?" Yup, that's what's up. RD Power Sports writes, "Typical for these you-know-what heads." All right, just posted today, August 21st. Super motocross payouts going to teams, not riders. Uh-oh. Initially, Super Duper Cross said they made an exciting announcement. They had revealed that a staggering $1 million would be granted to the victor of the 450 class championship. Additionally, a substantial sum of $500,000 was set to be bestowed upon the triumphant rider in the 250 class. Well, now we're learning that might not exactly be the case. We can see they call it the Points Fund, not the Riders Fund. According to the most recent update from Steve Mathis, he clarifies that the funds for the Super Duper Motocross playoffs will be directed towards the teams rather than the riders. But he anticipates that the money will eventually find its way to the riders. Oh, really? Well, let's keep reading. Steve proposes that if the choice had been made to provide compensation to teams, it should have been clearly articulated beforehand, outlining whether riders would receive the full sum, 90%, or a different percentage. He points out the absence of this detail in the current rider agreements, highlighting the presence of the teams in the sport that might not prioritize the best interest of the riders. Well, that's putting it mildly. Let's get back to the studio so we can wrap this one up. All right, friends, welcome back. So there you go. Whistle blown. Blowing the lid off yet another one. This is going to get ugly. We have to see what happens. Now, luckily for the racers, we want to race. These racers are probably going to show up and race. There might be a few, though, that whistle blow this. And I'm sure the industry is going to release some kind of statement. If they haven't already, drop it in the comments below, how they're explaining this one to where the riders are going to benefit. I don't know. The truth is usually somewhere in the middle. In my opinion, Super Duper Cross, all it is really, if we're really looking at this, is just a way to keep the riders hemmed up here in the U.S. and not go do any off-season races because they're greedy. Be greedy when others are fearful. Fearful when others are greedy. If I was the riders right now, I'd be a little fearful because I'm seeing a lot of greed out of the industry. And final thoughts, I come to you as a friend, as a content creator. Somebody wants to see you not only win on the track, off the track. Understand the waters we're swimming in now? Shark infested, and it appears the Super Duper Cross is one of those sharks attacking the riders as we speak. That's why Walty will be here to blow the lid off it every step of the way. Because it's not only what we need, it's in fact what we deserve. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Social media link in the description of this video if you'd like to contact me there, along with links to channels I've appeared on I think you might enjoy. This video, I think you're going to love the next video on your screen, and there's an easy subscribe icon I hope you use. As always, thank you for your time. Don't go over the bars, and I'll see you on the next video.